No Genie, no problem. We're here at the Magic Kingdom today to show you how you can get everything you want to get done in this park without any of those fancy perks. Let's go do it. Hi-ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from the Magic Kingdom. We're here this morning to show you how you can do all the stuff you want to get done in this park without any of those fancy extras. We're not doing early entry, we're not doing extended evening hours, no individual attraction lightning lanes, and we are not springing for Disney Genie Plus. Disney Genie Plus can cost as much as $29 per day now. Plus, a lot of folks just don't like to deal with the Genie. They don't want to babysit their phone all day. They don't want to have to constantly be booking their next lightning lane. Today, we're going to show you some strategies you can use to navigate these parks without any of those extras and still get all of your key rides done. The first of those tips is to be here at what is called rope drop. If you're coming to Magic Kingdom, you're going to want to arrive about an hour before the park is going to open. That's because you got to park over at the Transportation and Ticket Center. You have to take the monorail or ferry over, so it's definitely going to be a lot of extra time that you got to factor in. They will probably drop this rope a little bit before the official park opening time. So this morning, the park opens at 9 a.m. Early entry for folks who are staying at Disney hotels or partner hotels has already started. That started at 8:30, but here's the key. Folks doing early entry can only enter into Tomorrowland and Fantasyland. That's why we are lined up here at Adventureland, because we're gonna get first dibs on all of the rides on this side of the park. The first attraction we're going to be heading to today is Jungle Cruise, and if that is on your must-do list, I would suggest strongly considering that for your first ride. The reason is because that line is going to get super long, super fast, and it's probably not going to slow down until the fireworks. So we're going to go ahead and start out by checking Jungle Cruise off of our list. We're lined up here a little ways away from the rope. You definitely want to give those cast members a little bit of space. They'll tell you where to line up. Once they drop that rope, though, it is not going to be a wild stampede like Black Friday at Walmart. You can walk briskly, but you have to walk. So this is kind of the rope drop before rope drop. They're going to go ahead and take that rope down a little bit before they're going to let everybody in. I think that's mainly just logistically. They don't want a cast member in the middle of the group of folks trying to get into the park. It is about 10 minutes before official park opening time, and as you can see, there are a lot of people crowded in here to do rope drop. This is why you want to be here a little bit earlier so you can be on the front line of those folks. Even if you were back there, though, to be honest, you're still going to get a great place in line. But if you want to be first in line or close to first in line, you want to be up here towards the front. Well, the park is about to open. It's usually marked by some fireworks that go off above Cinderella Castle behind us here. Once that happens, we're gonna follow the cast members. We're not gonna run. We're not gonna get ahead of those cast members. And we are going to briskly but safely walk into Adventureland. And now we can set sail on the very first Jungle Cruise of the day.
All right, looks like we're getting on our last couple of victims. Oh, sorry, visitors. Can't call you guys victims anymore. Welcome, everyone, to the world-famous Jungle Cruise. We are famous around the world for being world-famous. My name is Maddie, and I'll be your skipper, your guide, your host, your best friend, and if you don't laugh at my jokes, your swimming instructor. Tired! Don't worry, everyone, it's just dead tired. Alright, we've laughed together, we've cried together, we very nearly died together, and you know what? That kind of makes us like a family. But just like my actual family, 10 to 12 minutes together in the Magic Kingdom, yeah, that's been way too much time.
Shout out to Skipper Maddie. That was an awesome Jungle Cruise. If you've ridden Jungle Cruise before, you know the skipper kind of makes or breaks it, and Maddie was amazing, so funny. All right, we are done with our first ride, and now it's time for our next tip. And our next tip is actually all about how to choose your next ride. Go ahead and fire up that My Disney Experience app. At the bottom of the screen, you're gonna see something that looks sort of like one of those map marker icons. Go ahead and tap on that. That's gonna bring up a map of the park. You wanna tap on Filter, choose just the park that you're in, which is Magic Kingdom. Apply that filter, and then you're gonna tap on Show List. This is super handy because it's gonna show you every single ride listed in order of wait time. So the rides at the top of the list are probably the ones that we wanna focus on. But there is a very important caveat. You do not want to cross the entire park to get to a ride with a low wait time. The reason for that is everybody else in this park sees that low wait time and they're all gonna be heading to the same place. And guess what? If they are closer to that attraction than you are, they are going to get in that line first, and that wait time is gonna go up, up, up. We're gonna stay relatively in the area that we're in. We're gonna finish out the big rides here in Adventureland. There's actually only one more, Pirates of the Caribbean. I would say this is kind of a mid-tier ride. The line won't get crazy long, but it definitely will get a lot longer later in the day. So let's go ahead and jump in this line. 10-minute wait for our second ride of the day. Yes, please. Fun little known fact about Pirates of the Caribbean. Way back in the day when they were making the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and they had just redone the ride to include Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp himself would sometimes step into this attraction and take the place of one of those Jack Sparrow animatronics. So if you remember being on Pirates of the Caribbean way back in the day and that Jack Sparrow animatronic looked a little too real, it's possible you might have seen Johnny Depp. That was awesome. Posted 10-minute wait, actual wait, 4 minutes. Yo ho, 2 rides in 40 minutes. You see how getting here for rope drop can make a big difference? This would have taken us an hour and a half, 2 hours in the middle of the day. So there are a couple more attractions here in Adventureland that we'd probably like to do, but they're smaller attractions. One's a show, one's a Magic Carpets of Aladdin, which doesn't typically get a super long wait. I don't recommend doing those smaller attractions or shows in this early time in the park. You should really focus on the attractions that are gonna have the longest waits later in the day. So those attractions that are gonna have the longest waits are Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain, of course, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan's Flight, and Jungle Cruise. Those are kind of the biggest attractions. Now, we've already gotten one of those done. We were, of course, right there by Frontierland, so it would have been super easy to do Big Thunder, but I've actually got another plan for Big Thunder that I'm gonna show you guys later in this video. The tip that I wanna show you right now, though, is how you can actually skip entire lands and jump across the park using shortcuts. I'm gonna throw the map up on the screen right now, and I'm gonna show you where all the shortcuts are. It's important to know there's going to be a new shortcut coming between Tron Light Cycle Run and Storybook Circus once that ride opens. But for right now, these are the ones that are open currently. We're going through the one right now that's between the Sunglass Hut, Island Supply Company, and Skipper Canteen. It cuts through to Liberty Square, so you can basically skip all of Frontierland. The reason we did that is because we're gonna go ahead and hang around with 999 happy haunts over at the Haunted Mansion. So I was about to jump in the line for Haunted Mansion and I noticed Peter Pan's Flight is only showing a 40-minute wait. That's about as short as we would find it later in the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross that one off of our list because that's a big one. The problem with Peter Pan's Flight is really the lightning lane. That lightning lane tends to get super backed up. The cast members, unfortunately, when it gets backed up, have to let like 10, 15, sometimes 20 people go from the lightning lane for every person that they let go through from the standby queue. So that wait can become interminably long, and it's not a very long ride. So I don't ever like staying in that standby queue for more than 45 minutes. At that point, it just kind of takes a lot of the enjoyment out of the ride. That said, the standby queue is super cool. You get to play with Tinkerbell. There's some cool interactive elements. If you catch the standby queue at a short wait, go ahead and jump into it. Well, our lucky streak has continued. It was a posted 40-minute wait here at Peter Pan's Flight. The actual wait, only 20. Well, we have had an amazing run this morning. I am so glad we got Peter Pan's Flight out of the way. That is a really big deal if you can get that one done early. If you're doing early entry, I always recommend do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan's Flight. Get those done before the crowds get here because, man, that Peter Pan's Flight queue can be brutal later in the day. So we are looking at the return times right now in the app. Can you believe Jungle Cruise all the way up at 75 minutes already? Always keep an eye on those rides that are right around you and see if you see any great opportunities. One great opportunity I saw was that both of the attractions over in Storybook Circus, which is right near where we are showing 5-minute waits. We're gonna go ahead, head into Storybook Circus and get those checked off of our list. The park is definitely not super busy today, although it's not completely dead either. A great way to gauge how busy the park is what price Disney is charging for Genie Plus. The busiest days, Disney will charge $29. The slowest days, they charge $15. Today is a $20 day. This is a Saturday. We are here on a Run Disney weekend, and it is kind of the beginning of spring break. It's definitely not dead, but I also wouldn't describe this as a super busy day. So if you are here on a busier day, you're definitely gonna need to adjust your expectations a little bit. You probably wouldn't have gotten Peter Pan's Flight done already, for example, but you could certainly work that one in later in the night. If you can't do Peter Pan's Flight early, I recommend doing that one after the fireworks when the target demographic for that ride has gone off to bed. All of these rides over here in Fantasyland are actually great to do at night. And you know what? If you're not a morning person, you're gonna see later in this video, the absolute best time to be in this park is after the fireworks, even better than rope drops. So those of you who are not early risers, never fear. You're gonna have a great opportunity later tonight to get a lot of stuff done. Quick tip for Dumbo, if you're gonna wear your ears on this ride, make sure you hold on to them because it gets a little gusty up there. There are a few more attractions left here in Storybook Circus. One is an adorable meet and greet with Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy over at Pete's Silly Sideshow. There's also the Casey Jr. splash pad area at the center of Storybook Circus. But the attraction I want to talk about next is one you might not think about, and that is the Walt Disney World Railroad. Most people think about getting on the railroad over at Main Street USA, and for that reason, the line to get on the railroad at Main Street is super long. Now, it is very cool to see the train station at Main Street, but what I recommend doing instead, jump on the train at one of the other stations. You can stay on it as long as you want, and then once you do the full loop, get off at that Main Street station. That way you can get the full experience without waiting in a huge line. Unfortunately, womp womp womp, we cannot ride the train right now because it is not operational at this time. It actually just went down. I can see them kind of looking at the train. It's not looking like it's gonna be a quick fix. So we're gonna head on and do some other attractions, but I just wanted to share though that tip about riding the Walt Disney World Railroad. Well, it finally happened. The crowds are officially here at Magic Kingdom. So at this point in the day, you're gonna see those wait times go way, way up on those popular attractions. Looking right now, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train's up to 80 minutes, 70 minutes over at Peter Pan's Flight. When we get into this period of the day, which is both the hottest period of the day and the most crowded period of the day, I recommend switching gears, focus on things like shopping, shows, dining, and smaller draw attractions. Shopping, shows, and dining, great because you can get a little air conditioning, but the smaller draw attractions like Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid can be great options to check some more rides off the list without having a huge wait during this busier period. Another great time to do this particular attraction is after dark. Of course, this ride is definitely geared towards the little ones, so it does tend to have a shorter wait after the fireworks. The other thing I love about coming after dark is this queue is just lit up so beautifully at night. That said, it's also pretty spectacular during the daytime too. I've actually got a late lunch reservation I made over at Skipper Canteen. That is by far my favorite table service dining here in Magic Kingdom. But since it's not until 2:45, I might go ahead and grab a snack right now. Before I go grab that snack though, I want to talk to you guys about another feature that you might want to consider using in the My Disney Experience app. If you go on over to the main menu and tap on My Disney Genie Day, there's actually another Disney Genie, not the paid one, not Genie Plus, but a free Disney Genie service that you could use, and you might find it helpful to you on days when you're not using Genie Plus. Go ahead, tap on Get Started now. It's gonna ask you some basic questions, and then it's gonna ask you which attractions you are most interested in. It won't let you pick more than 7, but what I like about doing this is then you can go to that tip board view. You're gonna see all the attractions that you've picked pinned to the top. So it's an easy way to kind of scan through and see what the wait times are on those rides you most want to get done. You can also switch over to the My Day view, and it's gonna show you their projected wait times and suggestions for when you might wanna consider doing those rides. To be honest, I find this to be very hit or miss. While I don't think that Disney Genie is great at accurately predicting exact times for things, it can be helpful to give you an idea. For example, one thing it's suggesting is we should do Winnie the Pooh later at night. It's saying there's gonna be a lower wait time for that. That is definitely true. We're gonna try to do those Fantasyland rides that are geared towards kids later in the night. In terms of the specifics, like do this at 8:45, I don't know that Disney Genie is all that accurate for that level of specificity, but it can give you a general idea of time frames you might want to consider. Now it is snack time. We're gonna get our vegetables in later today at Skipper Canteen, so I feel like we can indulge in a little deep fried deliciousness here at the Friar's Nook. This is one of my favorite snacks here at Magic Kingdom. So it's macaroni and cheese, topped with tater tots, topped with bacon and sour cream. Is it good for you? No. Is it delicious? Yes. Yes, it is. Well, I was just taking a look at the wait times for attractions that are near me, and one attraction that just actually reopened here in Fantasyland is Enchanted Tales with Belle. If you haven't experienced that attraction, it's been closed since the pandemic. It is adorable. It's kind of a combination of a walkthrough attraction and a character meet and greet. It's super fun, and especially if you've got little ones who love Beauty and the Beast, Belle in particular, this is a must-do. Let's go check it out. While we're on the subject of character meet and greets, I want to show you a super cool feature of the app that you might not know about. Go ahead and tap on that map where we saw the wait times. Up at the top, you see where it says wait times? Tap on that, and then there's some other options there. One of those options is characters. And when you tap on characters, you can actually see all the different places throughout the park where you can have any kind of character meet and greet. Even the ones that are just kind of free roaming around the park, you can see where that happens and what time it happens. That can be a super helpful feature if you're trying to meet a bunch of characters here at the parks. Isn't that adorable? I love that it's kind of like a combination of a show and a character meet and greet. At the end, there is a PhotoPass photographer. Everyone can line up who wants to get a photo with Belle. They'll take your photo, and of course, you can get that if you have PhotoPass added to your ticket or annual pass. But you don't have to have PhotoPass. You can just use your own device to take a picture yourself. We are now at the period that is basically the peak of both crowds and heat. So this is the time that I recommend going to catch some of the amazing shows that are here at Magic Kingdom. We timed that perfectly. Posted wait was 15 minutes, actual wait 0 minutes. Let's head inside. It is always good when you are not using Disney Genie Plus to keep your eyes open for opportunities. I just happened to see a great opportunity as we were coming out of PhilharMagic. I'm seeing a return time in the app for Space Mountain of 35 minutes. Now, we're relatively close to Space Mountain, so I think we're gonna be able to make it without that time creeping up on us. Always have a plan B when you do this though. If you're not right at the attraction when you see that short wait, do know by the time you get there, it could have creeped up. So our plan B is gonna be to hit Carousel of Progress and see a great show if we can't get in with a 35-minute wait, but I'm approaching right now and we are in luck. 35 minutes, score. Well, that was an exciting little spin through space. Now we're gonna saunter back over to Adventureland for our lunch reservation at Skipper Canteen. I am actually looking forward to sitting down in some air conditioning and enjoying a glass of wine and a nice, somewhat healthy meal. We are all checked in for our reservation here at Skipper Canteen. I want to tell you a little bit about why I love this restaurant in particular. It's no secret that Magic Kingdom, not the best part for culinary enthusiasts, but Skipper Canteen has some really delicious food. There's lots of adventurous flavors here. There's also some great healthy options on the menu if that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna actually enjoy the vegetable stew, which is pretty healthy and very tasty. Another thing you might not know about table service reservations here at Magic Kingdom, it's actually the only way that you can enjoy an adult beverage. So if you want a glass of wine in the afternoon to wind down, you're gonna need a table service reservation here at Magic Kingdom to do it. Cheers. Believe it or not, we have just now hit the halfway point in our day. How amazing is that? We have done so much stuff and we are just now halfway through the day. And I got a big surprise for you guys. Stick around until the end. You are gonna be amazed at how much you can get done from the time the fireworks happen until park close. But we will get to that in just a little bit. First though, I want to talk about some things you gotta keep an eye on as the day goes on. There are certain attractions and certain shows that you can only see or do if you catch them relatively early because they stop well before park close. First place you want to check, go over to the main menu, tap on park hours and info. There's a Today tab. That's going to show you where the big shows are, the nighttime shows, the parades, all those things are going to be listed there. But there are also attractions that will stop running earlier than the rest of the park. The two big ones here at Magic Kingdom are Liberty Square Riverboat, the Liberty Bell. That one will usually stop around sunset. The other really big one is Tom Sawyer's Island. If you want to go explore that, that one usually stops around 4:30. So It's actually getting pretty close to that time now. We could cut through this shortcut that's right behind me and do either one of those, but instead, I don't feel like those are super important for us to do today. What I do want to do, however, is start finishing off some of these lands. Let's check some of these areas completely off our list, and then what we will have left will be kind of all concentrated together for that big finish at the end of the night. Y'all, we just finished every single attraction at Adventureland, no genie required. I'm feeling great right now. It is 4:40 and we have completed most of our key attractions. They're done. At this point, there are actually only 2 attractions that I really care a lot about making sure that we get done. Those are Big Thunder Mountain and, of course, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. 2 of the biggest rides in this park, but I have plans to actually do those later tonight. I'm going to show you how you can use that time from fireworks until park close to get a whole lot of stuff done. So I don't want to knock those 2 big ones out yet because I want to show you how easy it is to get them done later in the night. And I actually have a super special thing planned for Big Thunder Mountain, so stick around for that. So right now, basically everything we do is kind of gravy. We're just gonna see how much more we can fit in between now and the end of the night.
Game begin.
So there's a great big beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day.
That was a great run in Tomorrowland. There's a few more attractions we could do there. There's Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, there's Astro Orbiter, and there's Tomorrowland Speedway. But this sunset is looking so spectacular right now that I feel inspired. I'm gonna go over to the Liberty Bell, to the Liberty Square Riverboat, and we're gonna take a sunset cruise. This part of the night, it's really about what matters to you. What are the things that seem most exciting to you and your group? For me, the most exciting thing right now is getting an amazing view of this spectacular sunset. We are T-minus an hour and 30 minutes from fireworks, but before we do that, I want to introduce you guys to some friends of mine. Let's go hang out with Zeke and Zeb and Ted and Fred in a bear named Tennessee.
Hit it, boys! Ted is on corn jump. Now I mean that bear can blow.
A woman ain't pretty, but she don't swear none.
And tears will be the chaser for your wine. All the guys turn me on, turn me down.
Blood on the ground.
I love that show so much. Well, we have got another attraction in this neck of the woods that we still need to check off of our list, and I am not talking about Big Thunder actually, although that one is also on our list. I'm talking, of course, about Haunted Mansion, and this is one of those rides that everyone loves to do it at night because it just feels like the right time to do Haunted Mansion. Unfortunately, because everybody likes to do it at night, that line can get super long, but there is an exception to that, and that is as it leads up to fireworks. Everybody's going to grab a spot for fireworks. We've got other plans for fireworks tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in that line. It is currently posted at 30 minutes. My guess is it's actually gonna be a lot less than 30 minutes, but let's go find out. If you have never seen Disney Enchantment before and this is your only night in the park, you should absolutely be in the hub in front of Cinderella's castle right now watching this amazing show. However, if you have seen this show or you're planning to see it another night of your trip, then you should absolutely be doing what we're doing right now. We are here at Big Thunder Mountain, and let me tell you, this is a spectacular way to experience the fireworks. I wore these ears just for the occasion. It is time for a particularly explosive ride on Big Thunder Mountain. How cool was that? Now, definitely, I think it's hard to beat being in that perfect spot right in front of the castle, but man, this comes super close. So we have only one of those really big rides left. Of course, it is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and there is a reason that I have saved that until later. That is because of my final tip for you guys. That is that if you get in a line for any attraction here at Disney World, just seconds before the park closes, they will let you stay in that line as long as it takes to ride that ride. Now there is a caveat there. If the ride breaks down, you wouldn't get to ride it. But Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, it very, very rarely breaks down. I've actually only experienced it breaking down once at the end of the night in the many, many times I've done this, so it's a pretty safe bet. We're gonna hold and do that one for the very last ride of the night, both because it's a great way to finish the night, but also that way, no matter how long the line is, it is not eating into our valuable park time, which obviously when we're not using Disney Genie Plus becomes even more valuable. But right now, from this moment after fireworks until that closing moment, y'all better buckle up because it is gonna be a wild ride. You are gonna be shocked how many rides you can get done in this period of time. Let's go do it. What were the first words I said at the beginning of this video? No genie, no problem. We just did 26 attractions. 26 attractions here at Magic Kingdom without using Disney Genie Plus, without having early entry, without having extended evening hours, none of those perks. And we did 26 attractions, including, honestly, every ride in this park. I'll put an asterisk there because technically we didn't ride the Walt Disney World Railroad. It was actually down every time I checked, and we didn't go to Tom Sawyer's Island. But are those rides? It's a gray area, but every attraction that I consider a ride at this park, we did today. So, can you have an amazing day here at Magic Kingdom without springing for Disney Genie Plus? I would say you most certainly can. We will add a few little caveats here. Number one, today was busy. It was a Saturday. It was a Run Disney weekend, but this was definitely nothing like you would experience if you were here during the holidays, for example, or maybe here for 4th of July or Memorial Day. Heck, even this past President's Day weekend, I don't think we could have pulled this off. But you would be surprised how close you could get to pulling this off, even on those days when you follow the tips that we show you in this video. Get here early, stay late. If you can't manage to do the whole day, consider taking a nap in the middle. Go back to your resort, because as you saw in this video, the early hours and the evening hours, that was when we got a ton of stuff done, and that would hold true even if you were here during a holiday weekend or during the Christmas season. Well, I hope you guys learned a ton of stuff that's gonna help you on your next trip to Walt Disney World. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you'll be notified whenever new videos like this come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.